What's going on, everybody? My name is Echo Codex and welcome back to the channel. Now we have the Ares boss here. With the recent Karina challenges and a lot of new players coming to Epoch, I thought I'd make a little bit of a guide explaining how to beat this boss, because it can be a little bit confusing at first, but once you understand it, it's actually one of my favorite bosses in the game, besides maybe the Gwen Master. Now, Ares revolves around baiting out and punishing his special attacks so you can gain vigor charges and do a lot of damage to him. So that being said, he has a lot of base immunities, like he doesn't take damage from any damaging effects, he pretty much locks your attack at the beginning of the fight, he's immune to any power manipulation or special lock, and really you just gotta learn how to deal with his special attacks. So in the first phase here, he has this degeneration node, which basically says that you can't have more health than him percentage-wise, so you will always be at the same or lower percentage than Ares. As you can see right here, my Thanos is at 83%, so as soon as we knock Ares down below to like 82%, I'll get a degeneration that reduces my health to 82%. And this fight revolves around learning to bait his special attacks and punish them. So we're going to start off with the SP1 here. You see his eyes dash. To bring out the axe, you need a dex, parry, parry, light, dex. Dex, parry, parry, light, dex. And for this first phase, we just want to focus on that SP1. It's going to be kind of slow, and as the fight goes on, his special attacks are going to ramp up in speed. But you see here, we just did it again. We want a dex, parry, parry, light, dex. We're going to do it one more time here. So here we go, he brings out the axe, we dex, parry the two swords, light into the spear, dex the axe again. And you can see our vigor charges at the bottom. Again, we see the degeneration coming to play because we have higher health than him. And now he's transitioning to his second phase here. Now, in his second phase, he is only going to throw a special attack when he has 2 bars of power, and he's going to throw either the special 1 or the special 2. So here he's throwing the special 1, we're going to dex, parry, parry, light, dex. Now we're going to push him again to the 2 bars of power and see if he can throw his SP2 here, because that is a little bit different method of how you want to dodge it. So let's see, okay, this is again the SP1. We can tell whether it's the SP1 or SP2 two ways. First is through his eyes. If his eyes blink only once, then he's throwing the SP1. If his eyes blink twice, he's throwing the SP2. But for me personally, I like to look at the weapon he pulls out. If he pulls out the big orange axe, like he did just now, he's throwing the SP1. But if he pulls out the light blue sword, he's going to be using the special 2. And in that way, it's a lot easier. You can just use a little quick glimpse to determine what he's doing and focus more on your character. So here we have parry, parry, light, dex, dex, swipe up for the minigun. And that's the SP2. And basically, I've told you everything you need to know for the crux of the fight already, just by learning to dodge those 2 special attacks. Now, you'll see I baited out his heavy attack there. His heavy attack second hit covers the entire screen, so you do need to dex that as well. But here, his eyes flash twice, so parry, parry, light, dex, dex, swipe up for the minigun, and then go back in. Also, on the SP2 side note, I find it's a little bit finicky on dashing back in at the end, so just kind of wait a second and buffer it a bit, and then move back in. So here, special 2 again, parry, parry, light, dex, dex, swipe up, and you can see we have 33 charges of vigor, so we're doing some good damage to Ares here. Every time we revive and go back in, we're going to be keeping 1 vigor charge, so every time we're going to be doing a little bit more damage. Still in the second phase here, and this is the majority of the fight, is just baiting out these special attacks, and punishing them, gaining the vigor charges, and then doing a lot of damage to Ares. So here, we pull out the sword, we parry, parry, light, dex, dex, minigun, swipe up, go back in. You can see here we're hitting for like 50k, no crits. Use the SP1 here, get a little bit of healing. He does the double eye flash, and we mistimed the parry there, and he one-shots us. That is the other thing about this fight, is if you mess up, he will kill you. He has a lot of attack rating, and anything that he punishes, he's going to do some pretty significant damage to. Now we're going to go back in with Titania here at full health, and we got a pretty good runoff with Titania. I think we take him almost down fully this phase here. So you can see that D-Gen starting off great, by the way, eating your combo to the face. Pushing him to his 2 bars of power. Dex, parry, parry, light, Dex for the SP1, and his special attacks will get faster as the fight progresses, so you need to be able to nail down the timing and really understand that by the time phase 3 and 4 rolls around. His eyes flash twice, so he's going to pull out the sword for the SP2. We gain the vigor charges from those. And you see there, I was kind of still rooted on that medium. That's what I was talking about, buffering a little bit. I didn't kind of messed up the dash in there again. But he pulls out the SP2, we parry, parry, light, Dex, Dex, swipe up, go back in, Striker. He's just about on phase 3, just a little bit more, 2% more. Go back in, hopefully we get the transition, yeah we do. And now for this third phase, it is very, very similar to the second phase, except you'll see those 2 gray icons next to Ares' unblockable and unstoppable passes there with the medium heavy. That means that once we finish dexing and gaining our vigor charges from the special attacks, we have to follow that sequence of events in order to punish Ares. So right there we medium heavy. I like to heavy chain him in the corner if you can, get him back up to those 2 bars of power so you can keep going back in. Now you'll see here I have to medium special attack. And because a special attack is part of the challenges here, I like to try and bank my special attacks and hold on to them until I get the prompt to punish him with the special attack. Otherwise, if I'm left without a bar of power there, I can't really punish him and I can get kind of wrecked. So right here we have medium light. We're going to go in now in medium light. Now we'll see here we have to dash back and then medium in for this next special punish. So he brings out the SP1, we gain the vigors, we did not dash back there, and that was the problem. We needed to dash back once again, which I tried to buffer, but again I was rooted. That's what I'm saying, the timing on that feels a little bit too restrictive, but I have to dash back and then dash back in. Here we have a basic one, just medium light. He pulls out the SP2, or sorry, SP1, medium light, go in. And we're going to be doing this down to 30% HP. So right now we're not looking the healthiest on Titania, only at about 19% health, or sorry, 17% health, but we do take him down to the next phase, I believe, on this run. So now we have the dash back and then medium in again as the punish prompts. That was 150k crit. You can see those vigors are really starting to add up. And there's really exponential power that you gain throughout this run because of that. You dash back, go back in. We're able to punish him. Drop a massive SP2 with Titania there. Dodge the SP1, dash back, medium in. And whenever you see those prompts, you're guaranteed to land them. So don't worry if it's like medium heavy and you think Ares is going to dash back or punish you. You are guaranteed to land these attacks if you do them in the right order. So there's no fear of being punished by Ares there. Goes for the SP1, we dodge it again. You can see it's getting a little bit faster now. We're going to heavy chain him in the corner, push him back up to those 2 bars of power. You can see he's already at 32% here. So about to approach the next phase transition. See if we can nail it with this SP1. Yep, now we get the next phase transition here. Just waiting out the Intimidate, waiting out the Intimidate. Gets his Indestructible phase. We gain some vigors here. That's the medium special. And you'll see now Ares has a haste charge. Whenever that haste is active, you cannot intercept Ares because when he dashes forward, he's going to gain an unstoppable passive. So you really don't want to try and intercept in phase 4 and beyond. That timer is going to be paused when he's in his special attacks, or it's resets if you strike him with a heavy attack. So if you can start heavy chaining him in the corner, that haste passive isn't going to be very much of a problem. But you see now he has that haste passive. We don't want to be intercepting here, and we're just kind of trying to bait out heavy attacks or wait it out and then go in for the special punishes. Dodge the heavy attack. He's got 2 bars here. We're trying to bait this out. SP1 a little bit faster now. We go in, medium light. We're unblockable, so we just break his block. Trying to bait out that special attack here. SP1. Gain the vigors. We're sitting at 22 vigors because of the phase reset still. Dodge the heavy, go back in, bait out this next special attack. His eyes flash twice, so it's going to be SP2. Swipe up for the minigun. Wait a bit, go back in. Medium special. Use the haymakers to push him back to 2 bars of power. Try and bait this out. And we failed the parry there, so we are going to get clapped. I think we just revive Thanos and go back in. I really do enjoy Thanos for this fight. Now the good thing about Ares is that since he degens you to his percentage of health, you don't want to be using a lot of health potions on him. You can just use your basic revives, you know, your 40-20%ers, and go in. You don't need to heal up because Ares is just going to degen you back down to his level, so it's kind of just a waste. Wait out the heavy attack, try and go back in, get some vigors built up. He pulls up the SP2, parry, parry light, dex, swipe up, dash back, go back in. He's now got that haste passive, so we don't want to intercept him. We're just trying to bait out heavy attacks here. And do his block a little bit, try and push him to 2 bars. Now it's time to bait out another special attack here. He goes for the SP2, parry, parry, light, dex, swipe up, go back in, drop an SP2, bait out heavies. And I find personally baiting out heavies is probably the way to go here, unless you can pretty conveniently weave in those heavy attacks to reset the haste timer. He also passively is going to be gaining power every time he attacks you. You can see, look at his bar here. He doesn't land these attacks, but he launches the attacks and he's gaining part of his power. So you can also use that to push him up to his SP2. But baiting out special attacks, hitting into his block, that's probably the way to go here, just because the haste passive is really difficult to deal with, unless you have a champion that can weave in heavy attacks really well. Goes for the SP2, we parry, parry light, dex, swipe up, gain 6 vigors, we're up to 25 vigors here. Going with the medium heavy. The striker, he's unstoppable, so he does not get stunned by that. We're landing some massive combos. Goes for the SP1 here, dex, parry, light, dex. Medium light in. Drop the SP2 here. That's a 300k crit from Thanos. Pretty insane. And we failed the SP2 here. I thought it was the SP1. I misread the weapon that he came out with. And we take a special attack to the face. No big deal. Feel free to use revives on Ares. Like, this does not have to be a solo at all. In fact, this fight takes a little bit to get used to, and even the best players are still using revives on him, especially when we get to that final phase there, you'll see. Go back in. Just want to keep doing the same thing until we get to the final phase. We are just about there. He's at 9% health. Pulls up the SP1. Then dodge that. Bait out the heavy. Go back in. Pulls out the SP2 here. Parry, light. Dex, Swipe up. Throw off the SP2, and you can see he's taking no damage from those corrosion debuffs because he's immune to all damage over time effects. So we don't want to be using any champ that relies on those too heavily. Although pretty much any champ can do this, by the way, because of those vigor charges and because your attack is going to be scaling up exponentially. Almost anyone can do this. You don't need anyone special, but generally tankier champs with a lot of damage on their base hits are going to do better. Jean Grey is also amazing for this fight, but this is from my Villains Epoch run, so that's why we have an all-villain team here. Very close to that next phase here. Probably one more special attack or one more bait. We're at 1% though, so it is a little bit... We don't want to take any blocked hits or we are going to die. Pulls out the SP2. Dodge. Go back in. And now he's on to the final phase, which is the most difficult part of this fight. Now, he's at 1 HP right now, and he has 99 charges. You remove those charges from him by dodging his special attacks, or intercepting him, or reviving into the fight. Those are the three ways that you're going to be taking out his immortality charges. Intercepting is going to be taking off 2 charges. Each hit of a special attack, you take off 3 charges for each hit, and reviving, I believe, takes off 1 charge. And the biggest problem here is that you cannot get hit at all, because Ares is at 1 HP, meaning that he's going to degen you down to 1 HP. So any mistake you make is going to kill you here. That's what makes this so difficult. We're going to go back in with another 20% revive, and you'll see that we're going to be instantly taken down to 1 HP. We cannot make any mistakes, and we just have to keep on dodging those special attacks. And remember, he still has that haste passive active, so intercepting him isn't really a viable method to take off these charges once that passive becomes active, and he can very easily push you into your corner when he doesn't have a special attack active, because you can't intercept him because he's going to be unstoppable, and you can't bait out heavy attacks because any hit into your block is going to do damage and kill you. That's what makes this really tricky, is that you gotta manage Ares' power really well. Try and push him back, try and hit into his block when you can. Use your special attack strategically to push his power bar up. Try and bait out these mediums to increase his power and ultimately get those charges down. The fastest method of doing this is obviously baiting out and dodging his special attacks. So here he throws the SP1, we dex, parry, light dex. And here we missed the feats of warfare, which is we didn't go in with the right set of attacks afterwards. We had the reversal thrown on us and we took damage. So all of the things previous in the fight are compounding here. All of his different phases compound. So he has all his abilities throughout, which makes this last 1% very difficult. And right now we're at 34 charges. You can see the revive counter in the bottom right hand side of the screen. I believe in total we used like 5 or 6 revives. This fight is definitely soloable, but using a few revives is no big deal. I mean, here you see I totally get wrecked by making one small mistake, one small miss of the dodge and the special attack, and you're going to be completely thrown in the bin. If you take one small hit in the block, you're gonna get clapped. That's just kind of the way this last fight is. There is no safety net for you, so you're just gonna have to play perfectly. And let's see if we can get down these final 27 charges on this attempt. So in the beginning of the fights, I really try and go for those intercepts while I can to try and remove as many charges as possible. He doesn't have his special attack active, so I can just keep trying to go for those backdrafts. I remove like 6 charges that way. He's at 21 charges now, and now I'm at 1 HP. Goes for the SP2. We take off. He now has 3 charges left. One more special attack bait, and this fight is over. If we can learn an intercept as well, he no longer has that hates passive active, and he light intercepts us. Not good. Not good. But this should be the final attempt because only 3 charges left. We revive, go back in. He only has 2 charges. We can just intercept him and clap Ares in the face. Go for an intercept soon. Baiting out some heavies, I guess. Still going for that intercept. We get the intercept, and then we just punch Ares with the light. Yeah, and that is the Ares fight overall. Hopefully this guide and run kind of help you out. Let me know if you've had any specific difficulties with any phases or dodging of the special attacks. But thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the good buttons, and I will see you in the next one.